Hello, my name is Catherine Mattel. I'm here at NEMLA today to talk about a project I've been working on at SUNY Buffalo State for the past several years. I teach research writing at Buffalo State College, and my goal has always been to foster creative critical thinkers in my research writing class. Now, a few years ago, when I was debating about how I was going to go about teaching my course, I took several things into consideration. One day, looking out the window at SUNY Buffalo State, the building you see in the upper right Venn diagram, I looked out to see the Albright Knox Art Gallery, the circle that you see on the left, and the Birchfield Penny, the one that you see below. And I began to think about what I had at SUNY Buffalo State, which was a rich educational corridor of authentic experience for my students. The Albright Knox Art Gallery is one of the oldest contemporary modern art museums in the United States. Built at the turn of the century, shortly after the Pan American Fair, it houses one of the richest international collections in our country. The Birchfield Penny Art Center, the building you see below, originally was designed just to house Charles Birchfield's work, a local artist in Buffalo, in Western New York. However, Charles Birchfield had always wanted to include other Western New York artists, along with the craft art that's so famous to our area. So, a little over a decade ago, the building that you see was built, and today, all of the work of Charles Birchfield, along with other contemporary modern artists in the area, are showcased there. It's also one of the first green buildings in New York State. Now, SUNY Buffalo State, my school, was originally a teacher's college, originally designed to teach teachers to teach children of immigrants who were coming over to build the Erie Canal and work in the factories. However, the mission and vision expanded to include many more degree programs, but their original vision to always want to empower students has never changed, which means I work with a very diverse group of students. Some of them are non-traditional, some of them are identified at risk, and some of them are what you would call mainstream students. So the question has always been, how do you keep all students engaged in a learning experience and at the same time foster creative critical thinking and also academic scholarship? Well, I looked across at these museums and thought, I wonder if they could help me accomplish my goal. And I did some research, and I found that over the last 100 years, starting with Charles Dewey, the father of progressive education, that this theory has always been supported. It's always been identified that an aesthetic experience, a visual, is a good starting place for students. Not only that, but because contemporary modern art is open-ended just by the very definition of what it is, it instills in a student or in any person the ability to look at that and see different things. From that, we could foster academic learning, scholarship, collaboration, and group work. And so I thought, well, if the research supports it, has anybody ever done it? And what I found was, I really hadn't found anyone who had actually used the contemporary modern art museums specifically for the purpose I was thinking of using it for. So I started doing some pre and post assessments on my students, tracking their data, and using the museums with the support and collaboration of the art educators of both museums. In addition, I also brought in another person from Buffalo, New York, who had his own lecture program at our public library. And we collaborated together to try to create an authentic research experience for the students. And what I found was that it worked. That the students' pre and post testing showed a significant improvement in first understanding what writing was about, which is about communication, their grammar, their ability to write, their ability to identify research projects, and also, just as importantly, to take that research and to come up with their own unique ideas. This experiment was and is a success, and I have found over the last 6 or 7 years that the students who worked with me on this project have gone on to do other successful projects in their disciplines. Thank you for your time.